How many of you are aware of your facial expressions at every single point in time? I do not think any of you are quite that aware, but you should be if you want the most efficient communication. My name is Madison Ponder, and I will be talking about how nonverbal behavior affects interpersonal relationships. My thesis statement is the more you pay attention to your nonverbal behaviors, the better the satisfaction will be in your relationship. The topics I will be covering include defining nonverbal behavior, the research found in the article and how the results apply to my relationship, and my reflection on my relationship and how I can work on our specific issue. In this article, it describes about how nonverbal behaviors maintain stable relationships and how positive nonverbal behaviors correlate to longevity in a relationship. This relates to the functions of nonverbal behavior in Chapter 2 of the textbook. Nonverbal behavior is any communicative behavior other than written or spoken language that creates meaning for someone. The hypotheses discussed in this research article include, the first one includes, a couple's perceived use of nonverbal behaviors will be positively correlated with the duration of dating relationships. The second hypothesis is, as the length of the relationship increases, the use of negative nonverbal behaviors decrease. And the third hypothesis is, as the longevity of the relationship increases, so does the relational satisfaction. What the researcher found was 2 of the hypotheses were validated and proved to be correct. The first hypothesis analyzed couples' perceived use of nonverbal immediacy behaviors. It focused on whether or not a positive relationship exists between using nonverbal behaviors and the duration of the relationship. There was a positive correlation between positive nonverbal behaviors and duration and longevity in the relationship. It was a goal to validate a relationship between length and negative nonverbal immediacy behaviors and the duration of the relationship. The length of the relationship was observed in order to see if a phenomenon existed. There were not findings that were significant enough to validate that as the length of the relationship increases, the use of negative nonverbal behaviors decreases. The third hypothesis observed a possible relationship between the longevity of the relationship and overall satisfaction. It was resulted that the longer a relationship exists, the more relationship satisfaction will be experienced. Therefore, the third hypothesis was validated. The interpersonal relationship I chose is my relationship with my boyfriend. The communication issue we have is misreading and using negative nonverbal behavior. After reading this article, I have gained a better understanding on how I can improve my relationship satisfaction based on my nonverbal communication. Knowing that positive nonverbal communication correlates with a longer-lasting relationship, my boyfriend and I can focus on taking the time to understand each other's facial expressions to improve our nonverbal communication and further improve satisfaction. To restate my thesis, the more effort a couple puts in their nonverbal behavior, the more satisfied they will be with their relationship. To review this presentation, I addressed the research findings in this article and how they prove that positive nonverbal behaviors correlated with relationship longevity. What I've taken away from this research assignment is a lesson learned on how negative nonverbal behavior can cause frustrations within the relationship, and it would instead be best to focus on or express more positive behaviors to prevent future conflicts. Thank you.